Good morning, Nicolas. Thank you very much for taking this time to talk to us. Could you just quickly outline what Pantaflix does?
Sure. Thanks for having me. Pantaflix is a media company based in Munich and with offices in Berlin and Cologne. So a German media company, was originally founded 10 or 11 years ago as a film production around the actor-director Matthias Schweighöfer. But it developed into a media company with different business models along the way. Pantaflix is a publicly listed company, and we have the film production business. We have a video-on-demand platform, Pantaflix.com. We have a music audio company called PantaSounds. We have a creative agency called CC15. And we have a new unit founded last year, Pantaflix Studios, which is also in the production business with creator-driven content. So basically all our businesses are centered around talents and entertainment. This is our DNA, and whenever there's a business field that we identify that is around talent and entertainment, it might be a good Pantaflix business of the future.
Thank you for that. The pandemic has led to a major disruption in the film and TV production business. How has it affected Pantaflix, and what is the current situation, and how do you see that playing out?
Yeah. Well, actually, Corona hit us very hard last year. At the beginning of the pandemic, you have to imagine we had 3 films already in production or shortly before production. And then in Germany, as most parts of the world, there came the lockdown and no filming in public places was allowed. So we had to stop this. We had to postpone our complete schedule for 2020. And this has hit us very hard, especially because Corona at that time, or still is, considered a force majeure. So you have no insurances paying for postponement. We had so we had to do something, right? And like many other companies, we very upfront worked on hygienic concepts for film sets so that it could be possible to shoot again. And in the last summer, summer 2020, we decided, although there was still no insurance, to pick up the productions, and we were lucky. We used the summer because obviously there were no such high infection rates worldwide, and even managed to shoot a film with Matthias Schweighöfer in Prague until I think the last day before Christmas last year. By the way, this film is going to be released on Friday, October 29th on Netflix, so you might want to have a look at that. Army of Thieves, and it was the peak of the Corona pandemic in Prague last year. So we were, it was a very good day when the last day of shooting was finally done, and I got the message, okay, it's a wrap, Christmas could come. And as for now, I would say we're still in the pandemic. Corona is not gone. As in many countries, Germany experiences higher infection rates at the moment. But having those hygienic concepts, I'm quite confident that we will stay on top of the pandemic. And so, for instance, we're starting to shoot a huge series for Sky Studios in the mid of November. But it still is, I would put it this way, it's still annoying. It's still annoying, and we hope that this pandemic will be over one day.
As do we all, yes. Can you explain for us the concept behind your platform, the entertainment as a service? Yes.
So as I mentioned, we have Pantaflix.com, which is a fully fledged video-on-demand streaming platform with a direct-to-consumer business, mostly in TVOD, but also in AVOD, also transactional video on demand and advertising video on demand. But what we experienced, and this might be one good thing through the pandemic last year, a higher need for platforms, let's say an online store or a publisher's platform, a higher need for video streaming technology. So what we basically did last year was to kind of pivot our business model more to the B2B side. And we called it entertainment as a service because you have to understand Pantaflix technologies. It's not only licensing technology, but we are also offering services in licensing content, which of course, if you have an online store selling DVDs, you don't normally have a great experience in licensing content. And since Pantaflix has been a partner for a long time, for instance, with major Hollywood studios like Warner Brothers or Disney, we are, I would call this a reliable and trustworthy partner for the big studios, for content licensors. And on the other hand, so the Pantaflix platform can be brought to an online store only as a technology, but also if there's a demand for content, we will also offer it. And this is why we called it not software as a service, but entertainment as a service.
And you've talked about internationalizing the platform. How are you going to do that?
Well, Pantaflix has been from the very start an international platform, so it can be approached from different countries all over the world. But as far as entertainment as a service concerned, we started out in Germany or in the German-speaking Europe. We now want to expand that to the rest of Europe at least. We already have customers in the UK, in Switzerland, but we are targeting the UK, Scandinavia, and France. These are the major markets we are looking into. And because the technology is per se international, and the demands for video on demand streaming technology is all over the world the same.
In the portfolio, you have a creative agency and an audio business. How do they fit and what do they add?
They actually add enormous value. For once, being attractive for talent to come to Pantaflix. Imagine you have an actor like Matthias. He's a very well-known actor in Germany and hopefully after the Netflix release also in the rest of the world. And he's a brand, so to say, yeah. And so he's very attractive to be a partner in advertising for big brands. And we are always very keen on protecting the brand of our talents. So we thought it might be a good idea to have a creative agency that is developing the campaigns for our talents. And we did so with Matthias, for a huge furniture company here in Germany, but also with our partner, Joko Winterscheid, who is a very well-known TV host in Germany. We developed the whole brand and marketing behind his own very own chocolate, Jokolade it is called. And so it's very useful to have a creative agency in-house. And as for PantaSounds, it started out as a music production live entertainment company. This is still part of the business, but we want to develop that further in the next year because we have closely looked into the audio entertainment market, and this is no new wisdom, but podcasts are very much an upcoming business. And so we might want to look into that with PantaSounds during the next year.
Thank you very much, Nicolas. That's a very useful introduction.
Thank you.